Righty. Good evening, guys. How's it going? I'm about to do a mic check right now, just setting up my systems before we get into the charts. Let me just make sure everything is online. Make sure everything is good. Gotta make sure that everything's all right. You just gotta make sure that everything's all right. All right, so we are doing a camera check. I look good. We're doing a mic check. I sound good. And now we are doing a chart check, and the chart's looking good. All I gotta say is I'm so happy and so relieved to see that gold is finally making moves. We are finally seeing some big plays happening on gold. It hasn't had a retracement yet, but I don't blame the market because the end of the Friday session pushed the prices higher, and now we're on Monday and the market's just opening up, and it's definitely pushed higher because of the tension. And I wouldn't be surprised if price actually ends up going all the way to this lower high at $5,000, at a whopping $5,426. So let's hope that it comes down into the supply zone area once again, just so that we could tap into the imbalances that are followed through. This is a nice steady curve, but it should be going a bit lower. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't, but it should be. You know why? Because my entries are all the way down here, and I'm going to be specifically telling you where I'm going to be entering. Hello, Orion, my favorites. How you doing? How you doing on this fine evening? So we gotta see what is going on in the market. Daily time frame. First things first, let's get rid of the drawings and let's see what is happening in the market. Alrighty, so it seems like on the daily time frame, we have a gap, which is a healthy sign. We can see the gap right here. No longer is price in a consolidated area. There's no pressure between buyers and sellers right now. It looks like the buyers have won the tug of war and they are leaving the station. They are taking off. Last week as well, we've got this rejection wick and this rejection wick and this rejection wick. So that's 3 rejection wicks, which means gold wants to go higher. Mostly because of the geopolitical events, but also because that's what gold does. Very, very valuable asset. So on a daily time frame, there is a gap. So after today, Monday, let's just assume that Monday this candle is going to go higher, then we are confirmed with an imbalance. If this gets rebalances today, then that doesn't mean anything is bad. It just means that price is probably going to come back. But if there is an imbalance, that means that in the long run, price is very bullish because that's institutional activity. And usually you don't see institutional activity on a Friday. However, Friday was a nice clean push, which is like exactly what I'd like to see. So now that we looked at it on a 4-hour time frame, let's take a look at a 1-hour time frame. You can see that the consolidation phase has ended. Price has reached a nice bottom over here, and then the massive imbalances came in, and price has been pushing ever since. Something happened Friday at 10 a.m. That's when the market opened and the liquidity injections came in, and as you can see, it took away a lot of stops. A lot of people placed their stops right below over here, I presume. The smart ones placed it right below over here, and as you can see, price had a nice clean entry and it took off all the way to the top side. And you know who was in that trade, guys? You know who was in that trade. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a nice trade that I was in, that I was holding over the course of the weekend. You can see that over there. Ooh, camera is blurry. That's my history, and I took one massive trade. It's just a 0.5 trade, and as you can see, that was a nice clean TP of $7,377 that I've secured just over the weekend because I closed it this morning. I mean, it could go higher, but I was happy with my profits, so I just took it. So now that we see the price is taken off, what do we anticipate is going to happen? So let's go down and turn on the drawings, and let's just see what is going on in the bigger picture. So on the 4-hour time frame, let's reassess. I'm going to be removing some lines and I'm going to be adding some lines because new things have just occurred. So let's take a look once more. So bear with me. We're going to be along in my thinking process. So overall, I said price was bullish. Now, why did I say it was bullish? Simply because of all the confluences that we've had over here. This higher low was taken out, and ever since then, price has gone up. It's filled the imbalance completely nicely, and from there, it's just been going higher. Yes, there was a bit of resistance over here. 1, 2, but then it came back down. It filled this imbalance, came back down. Not only did it fill the imbalance, it may look like it went lower, but it actually didn't. This rejection wick, this part over here, this is the lowest point. And then this rejection wick comes in and extends the higher low. This is an extension of the higher low. And price does not close past it. A lot of people might have thought that this is where price changed its character, but it did not. It was a fake out. In fact, it closed right above the lower high that was taken out. And price since then has been in a nice rejection range of the higher low. It won't go any lower. And as a result, prices came out. It came up over here. It created an imbalance. It came back. It filled the imbalance. It wasn't at the 50% fill, which is the ideal entry, but instead it filled it up to like 30%, I think. And then it just took off all the way over here. It broke the structure. It broke the double top higher high. So there's no more relative equal highs. It is now a break of structure. And what did we talk about? Break of structures. We have discussed that we are never going to be taking trades out of break of structures. Instead, when a break of structure happens, we speculate, we wait, which is, I know, the most boring thing you will hear from me. But that is the reality of trading, guys. Trading is not supposed to be something that you have adrenaline. Trading is simply something you got to sit and be bored. You got to look at the charts and fall asleep, because your job as a trader is to only secure realistic profits and also being patient. You can't rush things. So you got to be really cautious, really patient, set your entries, and just leave the charts. Go have a life. Go speak to your wife. I just made a rhyme. That sounds kind of nice. All right, so now that we're here, we got to see what happened. Why did I enter over here? I entered over here simply because of this rejection wick. Now, if we go on the lower time frame, you're going to understand why I entered over here. So the last rejection wick that I found was this one over here. This is where resting liquidity is. And for me, I placed my entry just at the 50% point of this resting liquidity. And when I did that, price has come in, it swooped in the liquidity, it went even beyond, because I placed my stops right underneath this higher low. It swept in the liquidity and it took off all the way up here. I was pretty certain that this trade was going to be coming in simply because I knew that this higher low that was taken out over here, price kept rejecting on multiple occasions. So if that means that's the case, it just simply means that that is a nice resistance level. And since that is a strong resistance level, I figured, you know what, I'm willing to risk a couple of percent on my account and take a trade on Friday. And I did. And I was very comfortable with my risk because it was nothing major. It was literally just a $1,200 risk. And in the end, I capitalized that by a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So I was good. I was happy. It was fantastic. That being said, now that we're looking at it and it's going bullish, where is price going to go from here? That is the big question. Well, one thing's for sure is price is going to be coming down to this higher high, which is at $5,101. When it's going to come back down over here, it's either going to break it and do a retest, Okay, break it and continue down, probably fill this 1 hour imbalance, or it might even come down. Let's see on the 1 hour time frame. Is there imbalances? Yes, there are. So price might actually come down into this range over here and fill this imbalance right here. You see that? Probably entering this supply zone over here, which we've marked earlier, supply area. So it's probably going to be coming down over here because that is precisely where a lot of traders are going to be placing their buy limit orders. Because let's be honest, guys, nobody wants to buy at the highest point. I mean, if you bought at the highest point, then trading is not for you because your money is going to be coming in my pockets. And I know you're not happy about that, but sometimes I need to go shopping and spoil myself because I am patient and you are not. So that being said, we're going to have to see what happens. We're hopefully waiting for price to come down into the consolidation zone or supply area. So here's what I'm thinking. If I were to take a one lot trading position, I'd put a 0.25 over here, and I would put a 0.25 over here, and I'll put a 0.5 over here. Simply because I'm breaking it down. Simply because that price could come down over here, and then it could reject and go higher. Now at least I'm in the market with a small risk factor. Now, if price comes over here, now I have two positions, two 0.25, so that would be a 0.5 lot. That being said, price is going to go higher and I'm in the trade and I did not miss a move. However, if price ends up hitting my stop loss hits, which is probably going to be underneath this liquidity over here, that's okay. I probably lost 1,000 or 2,000. But then if it enters over here in a 0.5, my risk to reward ratio is probably going to be 13 to 1. Because you know what? Let's be realistic. If I'm going to draw the lines, all right, and I entered over here, let's see how that's going to look. I'm going to be placing my stops just underneath over here with my TP all the way over here. So that is a nice 5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. I'm more than happy. I don't need anything more. So that is how I manage my risk, guys. That is how I take my trades. That is how I do all of it. So as you can see on the 5-minute time frame, price has went up over here and it's getting rejected. You could see a short-term low over here. Probably going to be taken out right now. Let's see what happens. Actually, the short-term low is right here. Yeah, that's the short-term low. Let's see. 5-minute low. Shawty got low, 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 low. Such an old song by Flow Rider. All right, so looks like it's rejecting. I mean, if the price closes above this, that means it's done a liquidity sweep and it's going to continue higher. But then again, do you really want to trade on a 5-minute time frame during Asian session? I don't know, man. That's up to you guys. All right, so that is gold. Who wants to see Bitcoin? Can I get an applause for Bitcoin? Yay! Can I check Bitcoin? Let's go for Bitcoin. I haven't seen the price. Let me tell you something. I haven't seen the price of Bitcoin over the weekend because this weekend I decided to have a fantastic time off of the charts because you know what? If you're on the charts all the time, you're going to get depressed. So I did not look at the charts, but unfortunately, I had the news all over my phone, my alerts. So I have an idea where it's at, and you know what that means, right? That means I'm still depressed. Why? Because we're probably still in consolidation zone. So let's take a look. Oh my God. Asian session had a nice big dump. Okay, so let's take a look at it on a 4-hour time frame. Oh dear. I did not anticipate that, guys. So this is big news. Oh my God. This is huge. You guys see this? This is huge. This is actually a big deal. Oh my God. Wow. I'm not depressed anymore, but I am surprised. I am really surprised. Do you see what's happening, Oriane? Do you see what I'm seeing? I'm actually surprised. This is kind of news to me. That's crazy. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's crazy. Honestly, that's crazy. Do you see what I'm seeing? Okay. In case you don't, I'll tell you. First of all, we have finally broken out of the consolidation zone. Thank God, we're out of the consolidation zone. However, it is not in the direction that we want to see it go. We are seeing it bearish. This is a bearish break. I thought it was going to go up from here. Everyone, the whole world thought what Bitcoin is going to go higher from here. But it did not. That's crazy. We're going to take a deeper scope. We're going to take a closer look to what's happening. This is exciting. I'm going to make a long video about this in the morning, talking about this. This is crazy. This is probably making headlines. All right, this is just happening right now, guys. This just happened in the last 4 hours. This is this move right here. Oh my God, a lot of people must have been liquidated because this is quite a lot, guys. This is quite intense. This is big news. Okay, I need to stop panicking. I need to get straight into the analysis. Okay. Long story short, we have been bearish for a very long time, literally since last year. Since October 7 of last year, we've been bearish. And we have come into a rejection wick at 59,000. And we've entered a consolidation zone that lasted a bit over 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 2 days, so 16 days. And today, the market finally broke out of structure. Everybody thought it was bullish. I thought it was bullish. However, interestingly enough, I did say it was bearish. There is bullish momentum, which we can all see. We see the bullish momentum. However, it is overall bearish. Because in the end, price did not take out this lower high of 71,861. So to be honest, the technical analysis has already told me that it is bearish, but I refuse to believe it. Because who would have thought that Bitcoin would have gone from 120,000 all the way down to 65K and still go lower? This is something nobody wants to see, nobody wants to believe. And even Oriane is in a long position. So you're not the only one. Even I'm surprised. This is why I haven't taken any trades on Bitcoin, because this is what happens when you take trades and you make decisions inside a consolidation box. You don't know what is going to happen. You don't expect it. It's just stuff like this happens, and this can burn through people's life savings. This can burn through people's portfolios. Because the market doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about these analyses. You got to have these rules. This is a very valuable lesson for all the traders who are looking at their charts right now like this. You lost because you entered too early. You did not respect the consolidation zone. So, where is price? Where is it going? Let's talk about it. So it's bearish, and then this lower high was taken out. And ever since then, the bullish move has been in consolidation. So there was bullish momentum, as I called it. However, I didn't feel a secured bullish momentum unless the price takes out this lower high at 71K, 71.8K. Did it happen? Nope, it did not happen. It came up once, it came up twice, it didn't. Instead, price played with people's feelings. We've had inverse fair value gaps that was filled, imbalances that was filled, inverse fair value gap that was filled. Price keeps coming back and rejecting this lower high over and over and over again. Did it change anything? No, it did not. And in the end, price came down and completely swept liquidity. So, what do we learn from this? Not to trade in a consolidation zone. So, on a 4-hour time frame, technically speaking, now that this has gone up and price has gone higher, this would be the higher low. Okay, so the higher low is marked over here. Let's zoom into the right side. What happens? We can see price perfectly rejects above it. Now, since price is left the consolidation box, we are still in the bullish structure. Okay, it is still in the bullish structure because this is the higher low, guys, right here. This is the higher low, and it was not taken out. It was not taken out. You know what would be crazy is if price, look, if price takes out this higher low right here at 64,355, remember what I'm saying. If price takes out this higher low at 64,355 right here, you can see it, guys. This is the break of structure over here. This is where the bullish move started coming. But then this is the higher low before it. If price takes out this low at 64.355, then we are officially 100% bearish. And price is just going to keep dumping from here, probably down to 59K or worse, probably down to 49,000. I haven't even marked anything lower because this is crazy. So one of two things could happen, as it always does. One, price is going to be targeting 59K, or this 4-hour time frame is going to create an inverse fair value gap. What does that mean? That means over here, price is rejecting. I mean, we can clearly see the rejection. It's not pushing any lower. And then this new 4-hour candle opened up, and it's got a clean rejection. This could just be a liquidity sweep, and this could be an inverse fair value gap where price starts going higher and completely going above this high over here. And if that happens, then we need to enter long immediately, guys. Immediately. As soon as we can see price on the 4-hour time frame close above over here. If price closes above, I don't want you guys to think. Don't think. Because this is an inverse. If it closes above, it's an inverse fair value gap. And this just means that after weeks and weeks long of consolidation, where people were very likely probably also expecting price to go higher, because how can Bitcoin go any lower? It's been low enough. How can it go even lower? Well, it can, and it did, and it swept liquidity, a lot of liquidity, because everyone would probably be placing their stop loss here, here, and here. And now, after sweeping liquidity, is going to make its power move to the upside. It's very sneaky, guys. Trading is very sneaky. You can't have emotions. You can't be greedy. You cannot rush trades. You got to wait and see. All the people who are crying, who are swept, or liquidated. And you profit off of their losses. Because that is their liquidity. You're trading their liquidity. I respect Bitcoin. This right here, it's a powerful move. This is a powerful move. And I'm so glad I did not trade. I made videos, guys. If you look at the videos on the page, you're going to be seeing me telling you constantly, do not take trades. Look at the last video we dropped. No trades. Nothing. Let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is crazy. This is headlines, guys. This is headlines right here. And I love that rejection. Look at that. It's so clean. It is so clean. 1-hour time frame. We saw it on the 4-hour, and now we're looking at it on a 1-hour. Look at that. God damn, that's so clean. That is so clean. I love it. I love clean price action. This kind of clean price action contradicts all the haters that says trading is gambling, because it's not, baby. It is not at all. 30-minute time frame. What's happening? Okay, 15-minute time frame. What is happening? It is still looking bearish. We are hopeful that it goes up from here, but it's still looking bearish. 10-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame. All right, I'm going to mark the short-term high, lower high on a 5-minute time frame. So I'm going to take this over here, and I'm going to put 5-minute lower high. If price closes above this, then I'm imagining that price is just going to go higher from here. So let's wait and see. That would be my Bitcoin analysis. I'm going to go and take a look at Ethereum right now. So we'll see how that's looking. I just want to quickly see. Yes, there we go. There we go. This is so clean, man. It's so clean. Look at that. I drew over here a demand zone last week. If you look at the videos, you can see that it's already been drawn. Over here is where I believe this consolidated area, I mean, it's not really a consolidation zone, it's a demand zone. I believe that this demand zone over here is precisely where price is going to come down and have a reaction. And as you can see over here, this is a nice, healthy rejection. Price crashed and it reached over here and there was a consolidated range. This is where the buyers tried to push price higher, but they failed. That's crazy. You know, interestingly enough, even on the 1-minute time frame, guys, price did not even close any lower. Look at that. It's done a sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections. Wow. You guys don't understand. Seeing this is giving me goosebumps. Like, I don't know if you can see it. And I'm quite hairy. Like, I've got quite a lot of hair. You're going to see that it's goosebumps. I've got prickly hair just looking at how clean price action is. It's just crazy. All right, so now let's take a look at Ethereum. What is going on? Same thing, not surprised. If you look at XRP, if you look at Ethereum, if you look at anything and everything, you're going to see the same thing over and over. So we can clearly remove the demand zone because we could see over here, it broke the consolidation zone. Completely broke it. That's crazy. All crypto coins. You're going to see even Solana. Bearish. We're going to see XRP. Also bearish. Honestly, guys, you don't even need to do any of these other coin analysis. You just need to look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin is what moves these markets. We can remove the 1-hour fair value gap. You can see the imbalance gets filled perfectly. So we can delete all of these things. Now we're just looking at XRP. If it's going to take this low, which it probably will. We got 30 minutes until it does. Whew, that is quite a crazy move. That is quite a crazy move. Wow. Orion, I hope the long order you're in had a stop loss because you should have been stopped out by now. Really hope you're not holding a trade because this market is crazy. It's a crazy market. I need to get my haircut. It's getting kind of long. All right, so now that we've seen all these things, let's take a look at the stock market, see what's happening over here. 4-hour time frame. It looks okay. Even the stock market took a little bit of a hit. Gold looks good. Let's see the dollar. Even the dollar went down. Very interesting. Everything took a hit, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin really took a nosedive. Very interesting, because you know what? You could see that the dollar went down. Like right now, all the forex pairs, all the Euro USD, GBP USD, all of these forex pairs, they're going up. But if you're looking at the dollar is completely dumped. It's a massive gap over here. This is a lot of gap. Dollar is completely dumped. You want to know where it goes? Continue dropping or reverses? I mean, I literally just told you. We don't know. We don't know. The options that I'm seeing of what's happening over here. Let's remove this now. The options that we have for Bitcoin is one is we see rejections on this higher low. Possibly liquidity sweep, probably another candle like this, where price comes down and it completely fills up any gaps over here, but just does another sweep because liquidity likes liquidity. So price is probably going to do a sweep. If we have a candle closure underneath this higher low, 64.3K, if we have a candle closure below it, means we're bearish. And it's going to be targeting 59K. And then after that, if it breaks this, it's going to target 49K. That's if we're bearish. But if it doesn't take out this higher low, then this is just an inverse fair value gap, which means price is going to go up until here. I just marked it over here. If price closes above over here, I would place my stops right underneath any liquidity sweep over here, which is probably going to come somewhere around this range. And my target is going to be all the way up over here. That's like the heavy consolidated zone. Yeah, that's what it would look like. This would be a day trading or a position trading trade for Bitcoin, not a scalp trade. That's what I'm looking at. I would enter immediately. In fact, this is quite a big of a risk. So let's just say price goes above and closes above over here. That means it's an inverse fair value gap. And when there's an inverse fair value gap and price goes higher, you look for the next rejection wick inside this range, which will probably be somewhere in the middle. And that's where you can place your stops. And you'll have a nice 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But if price breaks below here, over here, then I'll be placing my sell limit over here. Stops above. And then I'll be targeting over here. These are two scenarios that could play out. If this candle's over here, if it breaks below this higher low, mark this on your charts, please. 64,355. If it breaks below over here, it's going to target 59.911. Okay? If it breaks over here, this is where you want to enter, 50% point of the imbalance. If it doesn't break and it closes above over here, then you enter immediately. You don't need to wait for anything, because an inverse fair value gap simply means price is just going to go higher, just like you see over here. Inverse fair value gap, it closed above, you enter, it went higher. Price came back down, and it's supposed to go higher, but it did not. Over here, inverse fair value gap, price, as soon as it filled it, you enter and you go higher, and it went higher over there. So you have all of these setups that keep happening. You're going to find another inverse fair value gap over here. Let's see if there's any inverse. Yes, right here. Inverse fair value gap, price fills it completely, closes below, you enter immediately, target 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. There should be another one somewhere over here. Right here, price filled it immediately. So you enter, sell, stops above, went lower. This is also an inverse fair value gap. Price closed above, you enter, went higher. But this is probably going to be a break-even trade because there's no risk, there's no 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It went higher, yes, but it failed and it came back down. Anyway, that's what's going on right now with Bitcoin. You got to understand, Oriane, nobody knows if it's going to drop or if it's going to reverse or if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. Nobody knows. However, what we know is the lines that we draw. If this happens, then I'm going to do this. That is your psychology that you need when you trade. If price did this, then I'm going to do that. Instead of, I think it's going to do this, so I'm going to do that. That's not how to trade. That is gambling. If price did this, I'm going to do that. You are reacting to what you see rather than you are reacting to your emotions. Don't react to your emotions. Never going to work out if you react to your emotions. You react emotionlessly to what the chart gives you. We're going to see what happens today. We're going to have to see on the 4-hour time frame what's going to happen. I have I would say, let's just say, like, I have a 70%, 75% feeling that this is an inverse fair value gap. Because to be honest, price could have gone lower. All it needed was just a couple of pips to close below this, and then it would just, everyone would be bearish. But it didn't. It respected it. Which means it wanted to punish the traders who are holding all the buy positions since here. Everyone who was in a buy position in this consolidation range and traded early, this was their punishment right here. They woke up today with a lot of tears. Now, I'm going to think about the news. Let's see what's going on in the news. We're gonna open the news and we're gonna see what is going on in the world, okay? So let me move this over here. Let's take a look at the news, guys. So for the news, all right, so for the news, you could see that there is no red folder news for USD today. It's just factory orders and yada, 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 boring stuff. Nothing interesting. And tomorrow, also nothing interesting. February 25th, also nothing interesting. It's just our president is talking. Thursday, we got unemployment claims. And Friday, we got core PPI. So to be honest, guys, this next 3 days, it's going to be very nice for trading because people are going to be taking heavy trades in the next 3 days because there's no red folder news. So we're going to be seeing some clean moves such as what's happening right now. We're going to be seeing a lot of rebalancing, a lot of clean price action. Whenever there's no news, there's always clean price action. So that is for Forex Factory. Let's see what is going on crypto research. So let's see. No, Masari, I will not upgrade for full access just to read some news. Funding white project, BlackRock, AI giant, open accidentally sends entire meme coin. Let's see what this is. AI giant created an open accident, sends entire meme coin, holds to reply. Okay, that does not seem interesting. XRP falls 4%. And this is the biggest loss since 2022. Bitcoin to zero searches spike in the US, but the bottom signal is mixed. Yeah, Oriane, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Why is Bitcoin dropping like this? We're trying to figure out the news to see what is happening. Why is Bitcoin dumping? It's got to be a good reason. If I'm looking at the charts, for me, this is just a liquidity sweep. For me, this is Bitcoin punishing traders who've entered in the consolidation zone and traded their emotions, saying that Bitcoin is bullish, buy now, buy now. This is the market punishing impulsive traders. That's what I see on technical analysis, only because of this. If price went below this, then I will tell you I have no idea what's going on. But price didn't go below this. It actually respected it so perfectly that even on the 1 minute time frame, you can see how much it respected it. I mean, that's a clear respect of that level, right? So for me, Bitcoin dumped to punish traders. That's what I think. So, but people are panicking. Bitcoin to zero searches spike in the US 1 day ago. Imagine if Bitcoin goes to zero. That'll be sad. All right, so next, crypto market news today. Bonk drops 6.9% as Solana Self hits meme coin. Polygon drops 3.1% as crypto deleveraging hits altcoins. Pepe drops 5.7% as meme coin beta amplifies sell-off. Gate token drops 3.8%. Internet computer drops 6%. WorldCoin drops 5%. Pumpcoin dumps $10.6 million. Gold stays calm. That is what I like to see. Jupiter drops 3%. Cardano drops 3.7%. SEI, I've never heard of that, drops 3%. Layer 0 drops 3%. Shiba Inu, world's most weirdest meme coin in my opinion, has dropped 4.85. It's 23% sell-off. 23% decline. Avalanche holds 8.29. Zcash drops 3.4%. Monero holds. Tron holds. Kite drops 33%. What the hell? That's a lot. All right, now we're looking at news from 2 days ago. So these are old news. So now let's take a look at First Squawk. So if you guys were wondering what is First Squawk, this is precisely like this is where you're going to be seeing a lot of live updates. Okay. So Hong Kong's doing well. WTI, cryptocurrency in Bitcoin slips 5%, now 65K. Okay, that's the first crypto thing. Gold prices climb over 1%. All right. I don't seem to be finding any reason why Bitcoin is dumping. I don't see anybody saying anything about Bitcoin in all of the news. Not on Forex Factory, not on Twitter, not on crypto market news. I don't see the reason. Yeah, we've gone back 8 hours now. It's more than enough history to go back over. Nothing seems to be happening. I'm going to refresh this to see any news updates. Let's check it out. Australian dollar, new tariffs. New tariffs, new uncertainty. So it took only a few hours after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled against U.S. emergency tariffs. So from what I understood, Donald Trump, he wants to tariff every country in the world by 10%. He wants to bring back the dollars back into the country. Since the whole world relies on American exports, and American services and American tech companies, this is why you can see that Trump wants to capitalize on this, which is smart. He's thinking like a businessman, but is he thinking as a president? That's the question. All right, guys. So looking at the news, I don't see any updates regarding crypto. So this tells me one thing. This just gives me an idea about one thing. I have an idea. Okay? So just follow me on this idea. Okay? Here's what I think. I think that since Bitcoin has been in consolidation range for 2 weeks and 2 days, so that is, no, it's been a bit more. 2 weeks, what is it today? February 22, February 6. Yeah, 2 weeks and 2 days. Okay? Am I really bad at math? February 6, February 20. Yeah, 2 weeks and 2 days. Okay. Now that we have Bitcoin in consolidation for 2 weeks and 2 days, what happened? Why did it dump like this? And there's no news about it. There's actually no explanation on any world news. We've looked at crypto market news today. We've looked at Forex Factory news today. We've looked at Twitter today. We've looked at everything, and there's no headlines talking about why Bitcoin crashed. In my opinion, for me, it's been 2 weeks and 2 days that we've been stuck inside a consolidation box. A lot of people, in their minds, they were thinking that we are going to be bullish from here. Everyone keeps saying in their head, even I thought about it. Even I looked at the charts and I'm saying, Bitcoin has been dumping from $120,000 for one coin from the very top from October 7 last year until today. It's dropped all the way down to 65,000. It simply cannot go any lower. It can't. That's the logic. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's Bitcoin. Everybody talks about Bitcoin. Everybody knows it's the future. Everybody is moving their money into the crypto industry because Web3 is new. Web3 is safer. The blockchain can't be hacked. Everybody trusts the blockchain. The blockchain is such a beautiful system. This dump is nowhere on the news. So, what I believe, my theory is this is simply a liquidity sweep because price, after breaking this high over here, let's take a look on a 4-hour time frame. After price has taken out this high and the market structure shift has happened, and now we were bullish, momentum, but it was still overall bearish. Why did I say bearish? Because before, when price was here, I said it was bullish. But I said with bullish momentum, and it's actually bearish simply because it did not go higher. Because it did not go higher here and it rejected twice, this is the part over here on February 8th. This is where I changed it to bearish with bullish momentum. Because we've entered into a range. This is a consolidation zone. So since price is broken above here, the market structure is technically bullish. However, what happens when this broke over here? It's created a higher low. This is a level you cannot ignore. It's there. The last red candle before the candle moved above and took a lower high. So this level, when you go over here, what do you see? You see price has completely respected it. It's respected it so well that even on the 1 minute time frame, it respects it. It did not break below the 1 minute time frame. What does that tell you? It's a liquidity sweep. So when you go on a 1 minute time frame, you could see clearly price dumped and it broke the consolidation zone. And on the 1 minute time frame, it came down. It's done a sweep 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 whole times. And now the buyers are entering the market. On the 1 minute time frame, there's a market structure shift. You can see over here. Look at this. Right over here. This is the high. What happened over here? When price got over here, you could see imbalances. It came down, rejected on the short-term rejection over here. 1 minute time frame, short-term rejection. It's this one right over here. What does that show you guys? It's right there. It's respecting it so cleanly. I feel terrible for all the people who have entered the market early in the consolidation zone. Because guys, honestly, I keep telling you this. You shouldn't be trading on the consolidation zone. Because price will always punish those who rush the markets. You can't be profitable if you're trading with emotions. You can't be profitable if you're guessing where price is going. You can't. It doesn't work. You'll be punished. You're the liquidity. Your money is what makes disciplined traders rich. They're off in the Canary Islands and living their best life. While you're crying in your room because they took your money. Because they're patient. They see the structure on the higher time frame. They understand that the market is not supposed to be easy. No, trading is the hardest thing in the world to make the easiest money. So, lesson learned for anybody who's lost today. It's okay. You're going to be able to work a job, to make some money, to get back into trading. It's okay. You shouldn't go full margin anyway. But learn from what happened. Learn, understand that price doesn't care about your bias. It doesn't care about your feelings. It follows the algorithmic code where it respects liquidity and sweeps. Guys, I can't say this enough. You know what? For those of you who are watching, if you don't believe me, go to the most recent video that I posted. The last video that I posted on Friday. Read the title. What does it say? What does the thumbnail show you? It says, do not trade. Do not trade. Do not get into the market. Because this is exactly what I anticipated. We've been in a consolidation box for 2 weeks. 2 weeks! It's a long time. It's depressing. And you know what that means? When you got price action on the highest time frame possible in consolidation, it means the big move is going to come. It's going to reveal itself. And it did. So, if you want to learn how to be disciplined, you want to learn the structure, you want to understand why you're losing, simply go to our page, follow, ask questions, join our trading community on Discord, use the links in the bio, use the QR code that you see on my page, share your analysis, ask questions. If you lose money, talk to us about it. I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to be telling you, hey, I'm going to pat you on the shoulder and I'm going to tell you it's okay. You're supposed to lose money in the beginning. It's a part of the journey. It's part of the trading experience. You're not going to be profitable instantly. It's impossible. You got to lose to feel the pain of losing. And when you feel the pain of losing, that's when you're going to start being profitable because you're going to be learning from your mistakes. So, I've got mentorships where I actually sit and I teach people how to trade. I don't want a subscription fee. I don't want a monthly, nothing. I don't want anything from you guys. All I want is for you to show up and be committed. Be serious. I'll teach you how to manage your emotions. I'll teach you how to do the market structure shifts. I'll teach you how to read price action. I'll teach you how to get rid of your emotions. I'm going to be brutal. I'll teach you how to get rid of your emotions. No more tears. No more empty wallets. I can do that. But you need to show up. The community is there. It's available. We got books, education, everything you need. So, be careful when you trade. It's a very interesting Monday morning, guys. Very nice Monday morning. It's nice to see price action doing what it always does. And what it will always continue to do. Which is to sweep liquidity, to punish impulsive traders, and then show the real direction to where it wants to go. It's been real, guys. Hit the follow button, subscribe, ask questions, join our trading community, be part of the community, learn something new every single day. I'm always live, I'm always dropping videos, but it's bedtime for me. It's good night time for me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.